This is a very different pregnancy. I'm pregnant, but they don't know how they're going to get this baby out. I can't have a normal birth and I can't have a cesarean. They've basically...
You can't have a normal birth and you can't have a cesarean. How are you going to get a baby out? To my knowledge, those are the only two ways to get a baby out. I don't know.
Told me that I might not survive it. 30 weeks pregnant and on my way to emergency pregnancy ward. They tape you up to the monitor and then you press this every time you feel the baby move. And my baby was moving like crazy. I really didn't know what that meant because this is my first time being admitted for increased movements, but my mum was looking very worried. She's just sitting there. At this point, I thought I was all good, but my mum knew I was having contractions. So then they had to do a swab, which is an internal, and they hold this swab and twist it for 1 minute.
Excuse me. They're gonna hold a swab and twist it for an entire minute. I know most y'all think a minute isn't very long, but think about it. And like you're in pain. You have to wait for that pain to go away. A minute is so much longer. It feels so much longer.
The results back straight away, and it tells you whether or not you're in labor, which is so scary to me because they don't know how they're getting this baby out and we haven't found a surgeon yet. I was in the hospital all night last night having contractions at 30 weeks, which is incredibly scary. So I'm waiting on a consultant who is confident to deliver this baby. I took a pregnancy test. I then started having like a slight pain down by my stomach, and at the early scan they told me I had a fibroid. So she told me that I needed to go and have an MRI because they're not happy of the location of the fibroid. They said that my location of my fibroid is actually sitting, covering my cervix and growing. She said that there's no way I'm going to be able to have this baby naturally. They told me I couldn't have a cesarean because of where the fibroid was, that if they cut me there, it could cut through the fibroid and I'd just bleed out. So everything is really dangerous. The fibroid is now the same size as the baby.
Milana continues to document her pregnancy journey in hopes that her experiences might help other mothers going through similar things.
I am 33 weeks today and I've just stopped the tablets that were keeping me pregnant since I was 14 weeks. So I could go into labour any time now. It's a mixture of emotions. I know obviously I'll have an emergency cesarean if I do go into labour, so that's one way to get the doctor's attentions, I guess. Wow, okay. That was a lot. Basically.
Okay, so she is gonna get a cesarean, but just very, very carefully. This poor woman.
I walked in and saw the specialist. The second I went in, she said to me, "You're anemic," and I look really pale and drawn. She said that they really need to get my iron levels up before my...
Yeah, I was anemic with at least 2 of my pregnancies, if not 3 out of the 4. Honestly, I may have been with the first, but there was so much more going on with her that was like the least of the concerns. Well, not with her, but the whole situation. If y'all want me to dive deeper into that, I can later. I will tell you it will be a trigger warning for a lot, and it'll get real fast. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, I went natural with all 4 of mine. So a cesarean honestly scares the crap out of me. Like, I have had only 1 surgery my entire life, and that was getting my tubes tied after my 4th baby. Because I don't like being pregnant. I wasn't going to do it again. So, yeah, I don't like surgery. I was absolutely terrified to go through that one, and that one was supposed to be a super duper simple one, and it was. But Anyway, let's see what's going on with her.
Cesarean, because the concern is that I'm going to bleed out. I did ask her if I'm gonna, and I did cry. She said that's not what we want to happen. Today I had just convinced
Well, I would
myself
hope
I'm
not.
going to die. The fact that a cesarean can kill me, it's just playing on my mind so much. I mean, the messages
bet.
telling me I'm selfish because I'm risking my life and putting my family through it. That is the last thing I've intended to do. I'm just praying to God that I'm in safe hands and I get to see my baby and watch it grow up. Today completely shocked us. We was on our way to the baby scan and was not expecting the turnaround of events that happened. I wasn't allowed to film in the scan, but they told me that the baby is too big and that they needed to refer me to see a doctor ASAP. I'm feeling so sad and trying to hold it together. I just feel that there is fresh news to digest all the time. My mum's reading my notes and comparing my scans from the last one I had, and it looks like the baby is a lot bigger, which apparently isn't very good. My pregnancy has literally had me living at the hospital. Every time I call the emergency unit, they tell me that I should come in and get checked. Anyway, I was popped on the monitor, and thankfully the baby's heart rate looked really good because I was taking in for reduced movements and feeling weak. And also my body was incredibly itchy all over. So I did tell the midwife, who's making me have a blood test. The nurse. Because you told her that I was itchy. Yeah. I know. Not my fault. She said, now you've told her, now she has to follow it up. And I have to have a test because I'm itchy. We had to wait for my blood to come back and speak with the doctors. The doctor said that they feel like I need to be seen every few days and put on the monitor, which is so scary. The feeling of dying is just getting worse as my C-section is drawing closer. I'm really, really struggling. The reality of what's going to happen in my C-section.
Okay, I cannot imagine what she was going through. The closer I got to giving birth to all 4 of my babies, I was terrified. I don't fully remember how scared I was with my first one, but I do remember after the pain and everything that I experienced, that every single one after that, I was absolutely terrified. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go through it, and as if I had a choice. It's so scary, and especially you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if something's going to go wrong and you're just going to freak out. You could possibly not make it. It's really scary, honestly. So the fact that she's even higher risk, and the fact that they've told her like the entire time that she could not make it, she may not make it, and it's a higher possibility of her not making it. I feel for her. And I feel so sorry that she had to go through this, and I feel sorry for that baby for feeling all of those emotions too, because when those babies are in your belly, they feel every emotion.
It's giving me nightmares at night and I am struggling to hold it together. I know the baby is going to be fine and that makes me so happy, but the fact that I might never see the baby is really hard to digest. I've done everything I can, but the one thing I can't do is guarantee I'll be there for it once it's born because I just don't know the outcome. Today's appointment took a very scary turn that both myself and my mum hadn't even considered. As you know, baby's getting monitored every few days and thankfully baby is fine. But I had to speak to the doctor because I've been getting chest pain. I was also feeling very tired and breathless, and the doctor suspected it could be a possible clot, which scared us so much. The doctor did the test that they could do, and she said she felt it looked okay, and it could possibly be this fibroid that I'm showing you here, and it kind of goes under my chest sometimes and can lean on things. It looks like my C-section is going to be delayed by another week. I've been in bed with this virus the last 2 days, just haven't been feeling great at all. I'm 39 weeks pregnant tomorrow and I know the baby's safer in here because I'm just not well right now and I don't want to be breathing my germs on the baby. Though I am scared to go over because there's a possibility maybe I'll go into labour. Just received a phone call from the hospital and I have my C-section day is in 2 days' time. I'm so nervous. Obviously it's a very high risk surgery for me with fibroids, but we'll get to meet baby girl and I've just been crying so much. My face is swollen. I'm probably going to cry for the next 48 hours.
After weeks of waiting, the day was finally here. and it was time for the doctor to perform the risky surgery to try and save Milana and her baby.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I am alive. I made it through my C-section.
Yay!
I hardly bled at all. This is the morning of my C-section. I was so nervous. I didn't know if I was going to survive the next few hours of my life. But you know what? I'm here. I have a beautiful baby girl. My mum has kept me going this whole time. Both me and my mum, all we could think about was those appointments we'd had over the last few months, of them saying the dangerous risks of me having this baby. We both kept thinking about it, hugging each other and crying. They actually let my mum come in while I had my spinal.
I gotta say, I'm so glad that her mom was there for her. My mom did the same thing for me. My mom and I are very close. She was in the delivery room with my oldest, and she was with me with my second one. The guy I was dating at the time, actually, I was engaged to at the time, whole nother story. He came up from Texas to come see me, and then it was like a false alarm, and so he decided he was going to go back to Texas. Well, him and Tally, my oldest, went to Texas to spend some time together, and the day before he was coming back, I went into labor again, and it was actual labor, so my mom was there with me through that one, and then him and Tally came up the next day. He felt so bad he wasn't there, but it was okay. He was there the next day, and I was the one who kept having to calm him down. I was like, look, I'm okay. It is okay. I know you want to be here. I'm okay. You and Tally spend some time together. It's okay. And so they did. He tried to calm down. Then as far as my baby boy, she came and watched the girls for me. So the next two, she was watching the kiddos. She wanted to be there in the room with me, obviously, but she knew that I need somebody that I trusted to watch my babies, especially with us having to stay overnight in the hospital. And yeah, so she was here watching my kiddos, and then she was obviously one of the first that got to see them once we got back home. But yeah, so I'm very thankful for my mom, and I am thankful that she had her mom there to help support her. You can tell that her mom was like her rock in all of this, and sometimes that's what's needed.
To help me calm down a little bit because I was in a bad state. Not surprising because everything I'd been through the last few months. Look at my mum in her scrubs. How perfect is she?
Oh.
I owe so much to my mum. This is us walking into theatre, and here is the moment she was born. And I had to share this with you.
She's so
cute. Every single step of the way helping me. You have no idea. Her name is Megan Roxy, after my mum, and I can't wait to continue showing you the rest of our journey together.
What an incredible journey she has been on.
Agreed. That was absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that I got to see that story, and I'm glad I got to react to it to show y'all as well. Make sure to give this video a like if you like seeing these reaction videos, and please, 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 please subscribe and share. Let people know, hey, come check this chick out. She's pretty cool. Maybe she's crazy. I don't know. Whatever you want to tell them, I guess. Tell them to get them here. I don't know. I'll see you guys later.